Am I the a-hole for flirting with another girl after my girlfriend introduced me as a friend? This don't sound good. Me, 28 male, girlfriend, 29 female, have been together for more than 2 years. We recently moved cities and she has started working in a new place 3 months ago. 2 days ago was an after-work get-together event at a bar with her coworkers, and she forgot her phone charger at home and her battery was low. I went to give her the extra power bank we have at home as her phone uses the old USB type. As I went to her table to give it to her, one of her colleagues asked her who I am. Before I could say anything, she replied, "This is my friend, my name. He agreed to lend me the charger." I was a bit taken aback and looked at her and said, "Friend?" She just laughed and said, "You are so funny, thank you for this," and waved at me as in implying goodbye. One of the other colleagues asked me that if I was free, I could also join them, and I said, "Why not?" And I could sense the annoyance in my girlfriend's face. People were drinking, some talked to me and asked me questions, made conversation like what do I do, where did I grow up, etc. I should mention at this point that my girlfriend and most of her colleagues there were Chinese and I am Indian. This becomes relevant later. Whenever someone would ask me anything related to how I met my girlfriend, she would pipe up and answer in a way that wasn't untrue but completely omits any romance, giving the impression that we were just old friends. This kept bothering me, and I will admit I was getting pretty angry. Then one of the colleagues who initially asked who I was, pretty drunk now, said girlfriend's name never told us that she had such a good-looking friend, and laughed. My girlfriend also did a small polite laugh. I replied I didn't know she had such a pretty colleague either, and winked at her, which made her laugh more, but my girlfriend became visibly upset. Another colleague said to my girlfriend, "Seems like you're an expert Cupid." My girlfriend was turning red, and I was also feeling slightly uncomfortable. So after a bit more chit-chat, I made an excuse and said I gotta go. The colleague said I should get her number from my girlfriend, and then I left. Now, when she came back, she refused to talk to me, and yesterday she angrily told me that I kind of cheated on her and hurt her badly. I replied that although what I did was hurtful, she also needs to own up that introducing me as just a friend was hurtful. She refuses to acknowledge it as wrong, says that she is just socially awkward, and she thought that her colleagues might react weirdly to her dating an Indian guy as they all are dating white or other Chinese people. Her reasoning is that it is a lot of explanation and questions regarding interracial dating, and she just wanted to avoid all that. I don't buy it. I feel she just wanted to hide the fact that she is dating me. We are at an impasse. I refuse to apologize till she sees that what she did was wrong, and she thinks she didn't do anything wrong and I was mean. Am I the a-hole? Wow. There is a lot to unpack here, so let's analyze this. OP, the entire situation is a huge red flag, and your girlfriend definitely did you wrong by introducing you as just a friend when you've been in a 2-year relationship. So you mean to tell me in the 2 years that you guys have been dating, she's not once had to introduce you to any colleagues or friends before? How is that possible? This doesn't seem like a small slip up or being socially awkward in any way. In fact, it seems like she made the whole situation even more awkward for herself and for you by introducing you as just a friend. Then for her to wave you off and not even bother to include you in her friend group, that's not okay. If she felt some kind of way about her friends meeting you or knowing that she's in a relationship or knowing you in any sort of way, then why even bother have you bring her the charger? She completely devalued your entire 2-year relationship in this one instance. But that being said, it doesn't make it okay for you to have flirted with the other woman. You might have been joking, but in the minimal context of the exchange, it doesn't seem like it was a joke, and it seems like you might have done it in retaliation. And I don't think that it constitutes as you cheating on her, but it was definitely unnecessary. And this unnecessary action gave your girlfriend something to hold over your head instead of taking accountability of her own actions that actually started this whole situation. So I don't think you're the a-hole, but I also think that everyone kind of sucks here. Some self-reflection and deep conversation is definitely in order for both of you. It's not okay for her to introduce you as a friend and omit any romance when you've been in a 2-year relationship. What's worse is that she doesn't even bother correct her friends and she allows them to continue to hit on you. Do you even have a committed relationship, and are you even willing to continue a relationship with her because of this? Especially if she refuses to see her own fault in this entire situation? Let's go see what the comments had to say. Comment 1 says, absolutely not the a-hole. Your girlfriend essentially erased your relationship to her new friends. New friends, I might add, who clearly don't give a toss about your ethnicity. Your judgment was right. She just didn't want to admit she's dating you. Sorry, but that's a deal breaker. That's an absolutely excellent point. Her new friends didn't care what ethnicity you were. This comment is so spot on. Your girlfriend didn't want to admit to dating you, and she uses interracial relationships as an excuse. Her friends are also in an interracial relationship. Comment 2 says, not the a-hole, but you're not going to recover from this because the incident clearly demonstrates the kind of relationship you have. She's ashamed of you socially. She'll keep you a secret, and you're not going to be able to progress in terms of commitment. If she's ashamed of calling you boyfriend, do you think she'll be willing to call you fiancé or husband? That is so true. If she can't even admit to you being her boyfriend, how can she possibly admit to you being a fiancé or a husband? Why does it seem like she's embarrassed or ashamed of you? Comment 3 says, not the a-hole. The major red flag here is her refusing to accept her own faults. Being socially awkward doesn't mean introducing your boyfriend of 2 years as just a friend, and being bothered to answer questions about interracial dating is just an excuse. That can be easily solved by drawing boundaries, and it doesn't seem as if she's the only one dating a foreigner. Some of her friends are too. Honestly, it's better to have a deep and honest conversation about this, as there seems to be a lot to unpack. If you kind of cheated according to her, then by that same logic, she basically called your relationship quits. Couldn't have said it better. By her own logic, she basically friend-zoned you or broke up with you within this one interaction. Last but not least, comment 4 says, not the a-hole. If she can't even introduce you correctly in social settings, why do you want to be in a relationship doomed to fail? Oh. She is more concerned with optics than your feelings. That doesn't sound like a solid, healthy relationship to me. It's also going to be very awkward for her when she returns to work and they pressure her for your number for the friend who you were flirting back and forth with. Reddit has spoken, and you, my friend, are not the a-hole. But from the sound of things, you and your girlfriend definitely need to have a very important conversation about your future and about boundaries going forward if you wish to continue this relationship. Good luck, OP. You all tell me what you would do and how you would respond to the situation in the comments down below. Has this ever happened to anybody, and what did you do? Share with us. If you liked this content and you liked me reading these Reddit stories and posts, then please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to catch more. Thank you.